Do, 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 do. We have music leaking from upstairs. I think it's Chinese pop from like 2002. What's up, Hacksters? As usual, I'm your host, Alex Glow. Welcome to Friday. And today I have something super cool for you. I know, usually it's stuff that's really boring and not interesting at all, but today it's extra special. This is the HuskyLens AI-powered camera capable of learning through clicks. It doesn't need any internet connectivity. It works in the palm of your hand. And seriously, it's tiny. It's smaller than the palm of my hand. And I'll show you in just a second. But we talked about this back in July, and then they sent us one. So I'm very excited to try it. Spoiler alert, I did actually already take it out of the bag, and that's why I'm so excited, because this thing actually works the way they say it works, and that's ridiculous. So they recently ran a Kickstarter, which is why this is Fundum Friday, and they were wildly successful. They hit all of their stretch goals, which included, for example, full display design, a free silicone case for all the people who ordered it. I didn't get that, but that's fine because we didn't bag it. And also a new function, object detection via key point matching, which I'm not sure what exactly that is, but I think it means that you can do multiple things in one view. I could be wrong. Feel free to put that in the comments if you're on Facebook and I'll see it. Anyway, yeah, so they've got all this coverage. There's 6 different algorithms which we'll look at, and it runs on, oh yeah, I guess you got object tracking, face recognition, object recognition, line tracking. For like line tracking robots, you can put it on a little robot. Color recognition and tag recognition, which I can't wait to play with. You can have multiple of these running simultaneously, which is also ridiculous. And it runs on the Kendryte K210 chip, powered by 400 megahertz dual-core RISC-V 64-bit processor. My goodness. 1,000 times faster than that of the STM32H743 when running a neural network algorithm. Oh yeah, one of the coolest things about this is that it's compatible with a number of different controllers, including the Arduino. I'm thinking about, what about the SparkFun Artemis boards, which have their own AI built in, and microphones, so you could do sort of sound machine learning on the Artemis from SparkFun, and then video learning with the HuskyLens. And oh my goodness, this stuff is getting so easy. It's kind of makes my head spin. So it's compatible with Arduino, Raspberry Pi, Latte Panda, and the Microbit. Can you believe it? You've got upgradable firmware. That's what you use the USB for. But this thing will run completely on its own. You know, you can hook it up to other stuff, but you just plug it in and it'll already go. So let's take a look. Here's the specs. If you want to look at the Kickstarter page, you can do that. Also, now that the Kickstarter has concluded, you can get it directly from DFRobot for about 45 bucks on pre-order. And they've got all this info as well, so you don't have to look at outdated stuff about rewards. Yeah. There's one final thing before we open this up, actually. They said that although open source is rooted deeply in their soul, they can't open source the entire package because the facial recognition algorithm is provided by, was developed with Kendryte, the chip provider of the K210. And so that's under NDA with DFRobot and Kendryte. So if you get an NDA with Kendryte, then you too can use that algorithm. But besides that, you're going to have to check all the other stuff for which license it has. They've open sourced everything possible. So they're clearly doing like their best to make it as open source as possible, which is cool. All right, now to the good stuff. This thing, oh, you know what? I should have brought some objects to detect. I've got a magazine here. I've got the Reinvented magazine, which is like a women in tech magazine, and I keep meaning to do a feature on it, and I haven't yet. So let's, I bet we can find some cool stuff in there to point this camera at. Oh, and maybe a Make magazine. Because all I've got on my desk is like a bunch of robot stuff. Okay. So. We have this little connecty guy. What is this called again? It's a 4-pin. It's got some special name. Connect controller board. Where do you... Gravity 4-pin sensor cable. Yeah, I guess that's why this is under gravity here. So it's got that kind of a cable to connect it to all your different devices. So yeah, we have this little gravity cable. It's just 4 pins, super simple. And that goes into a port on the HuskyLens. Look at this thing. Look how tiny. Look how small it is. It's so small. Plus it's got these 2 little connectors on the bottom, which makes it really easy to mount to stuff. You've got a little screen protector on there. And this may or may not be the final version, but this version, look at that lens flare. Here's where the gravity connector goes. On the left, on the bottom left. Actually, I'm not sure what this one is. This kind of looks like a camera connector here, even though it's already got a camera on it. You've got your camera. You have a little scroll wheel, or rather, it's not really a wheel, but it like goes side to side, and you can click with it. And then also a little button, which is your shutter. Very intuitive, but also it can. I mean, if you've used a physical camera before and not just a phone, I don't even know what kids are into these days. Do kids know about shutter buttons? Anyway, they know. Kids are smart. And a little USB micro port over here through which you can power it, which is going to be very exciting. Yeah, and this is also just a straight up selector button on the right here. So let's plug this in. We're all waiting for this. All right. And immediately we are given, this screen is not very bright, but it does do the job. Peel that off. Oh, so satisfying. Yeah, look at this. It's just obviously showing nothing right now, pretty much, my desk. But you can scroll between the different algorithms using this little thingamajig. So there's object tracking, face recognition, object recognition, line tracking, color recognition. Oh yeah, that's another one of the cool things it can do. And tag recognition. I should print out some of these tags because that should be super fun. And then you can make your robot respond to those. So first up, object tracking. This one was pretty simple. I just put the this cable in front of it. I'm going to click the button. And when I move this around, actually that wasn't a very precise centering, was it? Let's click again to forget. Let's click to forget and click on a more distinctive part of the cable. There we go. Now look at this. It's already tracking it, just at the click of a button. And it's pretty fast too. Look at that. Increíble. Cool. All right. Click again to forget. Facial recognition. I might as well just do this on myself. I'm usually leery of like showing my face to machines, but I mean, despite the fact that I do it on the internet every day. But yeah. So here's me. Woman. And what does it say? What's it saying there? Alice. Haha, close. I mean, obviously, it's probably just doing that because Alice is standard for A. It's funny how close it gets to Alex, though. Can I forget me? Good! Nice! I could do this woman on the magazine. Megan Smith, former CTO of the United States. It's not a very flattering angle either. What about You know what? Well, this isn't going up to the cloud or anything, and I can forget them instantly, so I don't feel bad about it. Let's see. Who's cool? Cinnamile Masango, not your everyday nuclear physicist. Let's take a picture. All right. I'm not doing super great at this focus and everything, but so I clicked that. Still says unknown. Let's get her in the middle there. I think it's gonna, oh, no, don't forget. But if I move the thing around, yeah, you can see her. Obviously the framing is not the best on this. I went super close up. Now I'm gonna forget it. Forget. Cool. Oh, I'm gonna have to read this. This looks really cool, actually. Cool. Okay, lots of cool stuff. Don't get distracted. So that's facial recognition. What else we got? Object recognition. So this is where I need to find some recognizable objects. It tends to think that these things are like a bird, motorcycle, car. What is this one? It's thinking car, TV monitor. It's not any of those things, but what if I did find a car to point it at? Or something else. What about, like, HDMI cable test is not very common. There's got to be some like regular objects in here. What about a battery? Can it recognize the battery in all this glare? Person, bird. Obviously, the glare on the images isn't super great. If I had some real objects in here, it would be much easier. Logic gates and sequence. This is the Diode magazine, DIY Ode. Man, not a ton of like regular everyday objects in there. What about make? Got fabrication. Glowforge. Oh, this is so distracting. I should have picked a more boring magazine. And again, we have not. Hey, wait! I forgot this is the one where Archimedes is in there. Yay! But again, not a ton of regular, ordinary images. You know what? Maybe I'll pull something up on my phone. In the meantime, let's see what other algorithms we have. Line tracking. If I draw a line on a piece of paper, I really should have like prepared these demos more beforehand, but to be honest, I just got really excited. So I'm gonna do ooh on there and see what happens with this line tracking algorithm. Okay, so supposedly one of the benefits here is that it can kind of learn as it goes. So if I click this, oh cool, it's totally seeing where the line is. It's a little complicated for it right now because it's so curvy, but it's got a green arrow on there that's showing where the line is going. That's very cool. And because it's oriented the way that it is, the line is pointing forwards like a robot would see it. You know, if you have this mounted on the front of a robot, up would pretty much be ahead. Wow, cool. That's very impressive. Ah, wow. If I click it again, what happens? Yeah, it does forget it again. I love it. No internet connectivity, so you're not sending your data anywhere in the cloud, and you can instantly forget things. This is so cool. Just so that we have another thing to look at, I'm going to pull up some pictures of dogs and see what happens. Because it's the HuskyLens. Let's pull up a husky. Let's see if it picks up on any of these. Object recognition. Cat. It thinks you are a cat, husky. What about this one? It's having a hard time picking them up. I think because it's, you know, it's a screen. Wait, it got dog. It like is wavering between cat and dog on this one. What about this one? Cat. Ah! What about you? Cat, dog, dog. Okay, this one is definitely a dog. What about this guy? It seems like the focus is definitely an issue. Oh, we're getting cat again for this one. It seems to really like cats, which is cool. Like, I'm a cat person too. More dog. It seems like the ones with their mouths open are more clearly dogs. Oh yeah, at least 80% dog. Cool. You're not a cat, you're a dog. What are you doing? Well, what happens if I click this? It went yellow for some reason. Oh, maybe it's like, maybe I'm saying that like cat is what I want. I want dog. Give me dog. Show me all the dogs. Not the cats. Well, anyway, this is a really cool little device. What about color recognition? We've got yellow, we've got blue, we've got some red here with the Raspberry Pi stuff. Yeah. So here we go. Yellow, blue, and red. Color recognition. Oh, wait, maybe it's just going to track that color. Oh, it's tracking the color. Cool. Doop, doop, doop. Come back. There we go. This may be a little iffy because of the lighting. I feel like that's one of the most challenging things in computer vision. Yeah, see, now it doesn't really get the yellow at all. No, there we go. Cool. And then what about, I forget that, and now I'm going to train it on red. Cool. And that's totally working. I love it. I'm going to forget that. And what about green? I'm going to click it right on there. And now when I move this around, yeah, there we go. Hello, green. This is awesome. So you can track like different colored balls and things. Very exciting. All right, so that's the HuskyLens. This thing is so cool. I want to make robots with it. I think it'd be really cool as a new robot eye, in fact. You can get this on DFRobot.com. Look for Gravity HuskyLens, an easy-to-use AI vision sensor. You can also look for the old Kickstarter, but honestly, it's about the same information anyway. I'm gonna have to print out some tags and play around with those because that's another thing you can do. You can like track objects based on tags. They mention in their thing about the open source etude that they have learned a lot from other open source projects like OpenMV, PixieCam, OpenTLD, OpenCV, etc. So if you're interested in this stuff, you know, you can look for fully open source versions of this technology. Although, again, you know, everything except for the facial recognition is pretty much open source already. And if you go to the example firmware things, then you'll be able to pick and choose what to use based on how open source you want to be. It's up to you, basically. All right, I'm going to check and see if there's any comments before we shut this down for today. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Let's see. Lots of people saying hi, hello, good evening, cool. Someone, I think it's Junaid, says, gotta get this. And I agree. It's really cool. And it's not even, like, I would expect this to be quite expensive, but the fact that it's just $45 is kind of ridiculous. Like, you might have to set up an entire Raspberry Pi setup to do this. And it's tiny. Instead of being like a whole other setup with like a camera and a Raspberry Pi and all the other stuff, you know, that you would need to add this functionality to a project, especially to be Arduino compatible, like this is ridiculous. And it has the little mounting brackets and stuff already. I love it. Check it out. HuskyLens. Have an awesome weekend. Hack on.